What's going on, guys? Today I'm back with another hat format replay review for you guys. If you're interested in sending in your hat format replays, you can go down to the video description and find all the information on how to go about sending those in. Anyways, the match I have for you today, we have Blaze Phoenix, who is going to be on Mermail, versus Blab, who is going to be on Twilight. So this should be a very interesting match, so let's get straight into it. Here, it looks like Blab does win the rock, paper, scissors, and we'll get to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Abyssland, Teus, Pike, MST, and Megalo. And on the other side, we see Torrential, Black Dragon, Collapse Serpent, Upstart, Soul Charge, and Armageddon Knight. So honestly, pretty solid hands from both players. And here, Blab will get to draw for turn, getting a copy of Charge of the Light Brigade, so extremely good draw there. And they're going to start their turn by activating it. Here, milling a copy of Chaos Sork, BLS, and Raiden, so very, very strong, and here adding a copy of Raiden, and so now it'll be interesting to see if they go for the Raiden or Armageddon Knight, but I'd assume maybe even going for the Upstart first, which they are going to do, and luckily they did do that, going and getting a copy of Photon Thrasher, which honestly unlocks so many plays in this deck. And here they're going to go and special summon the Thrasher, normal summon the Armageddon Knight, send a copy of Mali. From here, overlaying for Lavalval Chain, using the effect, detaching the Armageddon Knight, and sending a copy of Plague Spreader, and then going for Soul Charge. So honestly, it seems like they're trying to set up a very, very big board here because they already would have had access to two level 8 synchros. So we will see how they actually end up going and playing for this. Here, being able to use the Armageddon Knight to send a copy of Zephyros, using the Zephyros to bounce the Armageddon Knight. Just probably do have a bit of follow-up here. And here, it looks like they're going to synchro for a copy of Stardust. And then they're going to banish the Raiden to special summon the Black Dragon Collapse Serpent and synchro for a 6. Going for Vulcan the Divine. Okay, very interesting. So they're kind of taking a little bit of a different type of approach here. So here the Black Dragon is going to be able to add a copy of the White Dragon Wyver Burster. And then Vulcan the Divine is triggering here that says, if this card synchro summon, target one face-up card you control and one face-up card your opponent controls, return those targets to the hand. So wait, what are they activating here? Maybe there was a misclick. Here adding the White Dragon, and then, yeah, I guess it was a misclick. Here just overlaying the 2 for a copy of M7, detaching the Mali to add the BLS. Okay, so they wanted like the good follow-up there. And here, they have to be careful though, because you know, Mermail can put up a lot of damage really easily. Here it looks like they are just setting the Torrential and passing. Okay, so still going for a Stardust with Torrential and having the BLS and very good follow-up. Seems very good to me. Here over to Blaze Phoenix, who gets a copy of Marksman for turn, which is honestly like the perfect card in this situation. I mean, they already had the MST, so I guess it didn't really matter too much, but the Stardust could potentially go and negate, so having a follow-up is also good. Here they're going to go Teus, discard the Marksman, special Teus, and then Marksman's going to attempt to pop the back row, which it looks like they are going to let through, and then Teus can go and add a copy of Gund here, and here Megalo will trigger, discarding the Pike and Gund to special summon. Here the Gund is going to trigger, targeting the Pike to summon back, and then Megalo triggers here to add a copy of Abyss Sphere, which they are going to get. And then from here, the Pike summons back, Pike effect, discard the Lind, add a copy of Undyne here, and they haven't normal, so here they can normal summon the Undyne, use the effect, sending a title for cost, adding the Controller, after that, banishing 2 for the title, overlaying for Big Eye to take the M7 effect, bounce the Stardust, use the Megalo, tribute the Undyne, and you know, just like how I said that Mermail can put up a lot of damage really quickly, here we saw the perfect example of that, of just, you know, how crazy of a deck Mermail can be, and especially through, you know, quite the board and the good follow-up that Blab had, it just wasn't enough. But here Blab will get to start this one out again. Opening hands here, we see Undyne, Mind Control, Marksman, Lead, and Pike. And on the other side, we see the White Dragon, Thrasher, Max C, Soul Charge, and BLS. So not really a good hand here. They are going to need a good draw. Drawing into a copy of Raiden, that's probably one of the best draws you can get in this exact situation. So here they're going to go and start out their turn and special summon the Thrasher, normal summon the Raiden, use the effect, hitting a Lure and Solar Recharge. So very unfortunate there, but at bare minimum, they can go and overlay for a copy of Lavalval Chain, use the Lavalval Chain, and detach the Raiden to send a copy of Armageddon Knight. So they are going for the Soul Charge play again here, going for Raiden and the Armageddon Knight, which here they can go and use the effect and maybe send a copy of Grepher. Okay, very interesting here. Oh, they're just trying to get rid of a Dark so that they can banish it for the White Dragon, in which case they can then Synchro Summon, going for a Stardust Spark. The White Dragon will trigger to add a copy of the Black Dragon, and then they can banish for the Black Dragon and either go into, yep, they're going to go for an Xyz, going for the Dweller here, so obviously Dweller with the Stardust Spark is very good, plus the Maxi, and again having BLS as follow-up. So let's see if Blaze Phoenix can crack this, drawing into a controller for turn, not the draw you really want to see here, but let's see, they do have the Mind Control, which is like kind of a way to bait stuff right away, which they're going to try to take the Lavalval Chain, which they allow it. Obviously, they didn't really have a play there, and so here Lavalval Chain's going to activate its effect, sending that copy of Title. So from here, it looks like a Dweller will be chained to that, detaching the Armageddon Knight. And they're having a little back and forth there, and then here Lead is going to be activated. So they're okay, so you never really see Lead's effect actually trigger like this because it's pretty tough to pull off, but this one says you can discard 3 other water monsters to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand, and so you really just don't see people using that, but here getting rid of Undyne, Pike, and Marksman in order to summon it, which is, again, really funny. You never really see that, and here the Maxi is going to be chained to that, and Blab gets a copy of Plague Spreader. And then here they're normal summoning the controller and synchroing for a Leo. So here they, can go Leo over the Dweller, and Spark is going to make so the Dweller can't be destroyed there. And then in end phase, Lavalval Chain is passed back over. It feels like they were almost going for a funnier play rather than, potentially using the resources they had to go for something a little better. But I don't know if they even had a better play there in a sense. Leo is going to be hard to sort of out, even though, the Twilight deck can put up Beals really easily. So I could see them just like, oh, plus they have the BLS. So no, I'm pretty sure Blab probably has this game in the bag here. Drawing a Wolf for turn, unfortunate draw there, but I don't think it's going to matter, especially when there's cards like Plague Spreader Zombie in the mix here. Normal summoning the Armageddon Knight, using the effect to send a copy of Plague Spreader, putting the Wolf back on top, summoning the Plague Spreader, synchroing for a copy of Psyhemoth, and then here comes the BLS, and yeah, that's just going to be game. At bare minimum, they could just, there's a lot of different ways I guess they could maneuver that without even needing to target there, but anyways, moving into game number 3, Blaze Phoenix is going to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Infantry, Lead, Undyne, Title, and Megalo, and on the other side we see MST, BLS. This card is just glued to Blab's hand. Plague Spreader, Zombie, MST, and Raiden. Here, Blaze Phoenix will get a draw for turn, getting a copy of Allure. Very good draw there, especially with this Undyne that's going to be summoned using its effect, sending a Dragoons, and adding the controller. Dragoons is going to trigger to add a copy of Infantry, and then from here, Allure is activated, drawing a Marksman and Max C, banishing the controller, going for Megalo, getting rid of the Title and Lead. And here, Megalo can add a copy of Sphere. From here, they're going to banish 2 for the copy of Title, overlaying for the Gaios, setting the Sphere, and over to Blab, who gets a copy of Black Dragon. They're going to go summon Raiden, use the effect, and we are going to see an early Gaios activated. They're just going to go to battle phase and run over the Undyne. From here, they're going to take a second to think, and leaving main phase 2, so they are keeping the MST just in case this is a Sphere, so if it's activated, they can just, fire that off and get rid of it, and they say it's okay, so they aren't able to set the MST here, and the Sphere is going to be held, and here Blaze Phoenix draws a copy of Pike, so they can summon Pike, discard Infantry, Infantry is going to pop the Raiden, they're going to add a copy of Gund here, and then, okay, so I guess they're just chaining the Gaios to that, probably just to get the material off, because I'm assuming what they're going to do is they're going to go for Sphere, even though it's negated, they can still discard for cost, so discarding the Gund and being able to bring back the Megalo and go for a big push here, banishing 2 for the Title, and then from here, just going battle phase. attacking in. They are using the sphere to summon the Turge, discarding the Gund, and then Gun can summon back the Megalo, as I mentioned, and that is just game. So a very impressive showing from Blaze Phoenix here. Just being able to put up so much damage so quickly. Those hands were really, really good. Even through Blab's really good hands, it just wasn't enough. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it, comment any questions or videos you want to see in the future, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified anytime I put a new video out, share this video with your friends, and again, make sure to go down to the video description to find out how you can send in your hat format replays, whether you won or lost the game, if the deck you were playing or your opponent was playing was pretty cool. Feel free to send in those replays. I'd love to take a look at it, and I'm sure the people watching would as well. But anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video.